Can you hear me? Okay, you should be able to hear me pretty good now. Oh, geez. Just trying to get everything aligned. And then should be good to go. But just real quick, everybody, we've got registration right here. Everything good and signed. A legal plate, and minus the endorsement. It's time to go practice. So I hope you guys enjoy. Try and get as much video as possible. See how well the battery does today. And I guess I'll just be talking about the bike. So let's roll. All right. So yeah, going to the DMV. Probably paid a little bit more than I could have or should have for her, but nonetheless, she's registered. Everything is good and paid for. At this point, I just want to start really feeling comfortable on a bike again, and making sure that by the time I actually get the engine size I'd want, that I can handle it. But you know, with this bike, it's old, it's not really even a resale worthwhile on it, but I'm gonna take some turns, make sure we're testing our eyes, check the wind and some of the speed, and how well we actually do feel getting into some of these turns. With the helmet, it feels really nice. I just got a little lightweight one off of Craigslist for 40 bucks. Literally, beyond that, I didn't really feel it was necessary to, I don't know, spend and go super sporty just yet. Make sure that the camera stays on. Still looks good. So we're cruising about 45, and I kind of just want to see how she opens up out here. See, already getting passed by cars. That's how it should be for me for a while. We're on Palouse Highway, heading south off the South Hill into Spokane. Spokane, Washington's absolutely gorgeous now. I've been out here for, what's it been, 5 years in March of 2018. I've really just enjoyed living out here. There's a lot of things to do, a lot of really cool people, and it's a small enough town that really I can kind of get in and out of town really quickly and easily, which is what my favorite thing about it really is. Made a really good community. I just really wanted the bike, see if we can meet a lot more people and get kind of into a new hobby, battle some of our fear. You know, we always hear so much about the bad things that happen, and Granted, there's always risk, but that's what living is. And you know, personally, I kind of like the idea of, if I'm gonna be alive, I better be living. So it's the most basic way I can put the principle, philosophy for me. To each their own. Well, she feels really nice and smooth. I'm basically just sitting around 50 to 55, seeing how she feels up and around these hills. We'll get her down here a little ways, and these turns are really feeling good. She's feeling warm, feeling stuck on the ground. The tires feel excellent. The shocks aren't riding really rough at all. But yeah, these open fields are just awesome for riding. Get a little bit out of town. I've been watching all my YouTube beginner videos and just target fixation. Make sure you're keeping your eyes straight on where you're wanting to go. With few exceptions, essentially, when you want to kind of get out and view, just the best part of owning this bike thus far is just being able to get off and go. You know, I've already got everything on me, my backpack. It just keeps you more, I don't know, apt to be moving around, you know? So this is a test. I really hope the audio isn't too abrasive with any wind. I am keeping the vents open, but kind of stuffed it in here in my helmet pretty good. It's pretty windy, but nothing we can't handle. So and to be honest, this is another thing about the bike, is I get to go hit some of the roads I've not really ever hit before. I definitely don't know this road, so I got to be a little mindful, watching for potholes, you know, taking corners, making sure at the very end you're definitely kind of getting comfortable with your turns and speeds. And just making sure the bike isn't really have any weird shakes or awkward impulses. So I did put her on the freeway yesterday, very briefly, just for a short run, about 2 miles. She popped up to 60, 65, pretty nice and good. I wasn't going into the wind, so that was nice. As always, just got to make sure you're geared up for where you're going and keeping in those extra variables for safety. But I am getting hit by a couple little like June bugs or whatever, beetles out here. You know, it's good to wear armor on your hands. I am not, but I went with the necessities. Even yesterday, as I was without a helmet for half of my trekking, I really was able to kind of get around without a helmet. Alright, I'm gonna try and get a little bit more out of her here. Alright, we're hitting 60. You want to brake comfortably before you hit into a turn. Maintain the gas coming out. You pulled back, leveled down to 55 really quick and easy. Now, eyes ahead, we see the nice turn. You definitely want to be ready on the brakes. Just easing off, no gas here. Now a car can maybe easily take that, but no matter what, you always got pullouts and weird things happening around corners. It's always good to give people ample time so they'll see you, flag them down, use your awkward horn to notify them of your existence. But yeah, the backside here, the Palouse is just phenomenal. This is gorgeous out here. Another thing we're figuring out here on the bike is that the odometer really isn't rolling anymore. No one knows really what mileage is, but we'd say that I filled up the tank about, I don't know, 50, 60 miles, and we're at 108. So I put 40 miles into her. I don't even know how many gallons it really was, but I'll be making sure that she feels nice and comfy with that as well, so I know how many gallons and how many miles I should be using. I'm pretty sure this is not going to give me too much of a warning for gas, so I don't want to be too far out of town, and I do want to make sure I have all my basic necessities per usual, like the card and driver's license and everything, every time I'm out. There's things to be mindful of. But since we're kind of heading over here on the back way towards the valley, probably going to end up kind of just getting up and out, trying to find a sporting goods store so I can accessorize, get the phone set up on her. You know, just make her comfortable. I'm already losing the front windshield because the piece fell out, so, you know, figure things out, but slowly but surely. But yeah, once I kind of got her up to 60 and held that, she felt really good. These hills, she still puts in. Excuse me, I'm really sorry. Cut. Just kidding. But yeah, with this being a nice little test run, not really time for any relaxation thus far necessarily. But yeah, one of the sides here at the very front of the bike kind of just came apart. I just got to get a new little bolt and figure out what might be the best route to get that fixed. Once we get up here a little bit more, I want to go check the map, see what my best area is to go. Make sure my camera's still there. It is. Absolutely beautiful countryside up here. Now I can tell I'm kind of getting over to Liberty Lake, because up here on the left, that's the very back side of Liberty Lake Hill and the hike. So this will probably start dropping me back down toward the valley. Kind of just get an idea of heading back north. We are at the south side of this South Hill, Spokane Valley. So yeah, if I were to go this way, hitting Highway 27. Alright, that felt good. Awesome. Alright, so it looks like we're back on South Valley. And we're getting a little bit more headwind now going through here. Gotta, again, make sure that I'm abiding by the speed limits and so forth, and not irritating anybody too much behind me, because I know I'm not going to be going full throttle this whole time. But yeah, she feels really good out here, that's for sure. Got some gravel, it gets a little loose. You just want to ease up, take it easy and safe. This road just does not look very stable. Do not know everything you're riding on two wheels, then slow it up. I'm certain I have a car right behind me, but they're gonna have to wait. So far I think the camera's setting better than I thought it would, and as we go up here we'll kind of make sure that she's still running. So pull here off of this four corner. You know what, we're gonna go a little further just because we can. Make friends, be nice. Alright. Feeling really comfortable about 50, taking these corners. Again though, with traffic, just kind of don't want to be behind anybody, spit up rocks right at you. No fun. Fun little trail though. Good little ride. I can already tell though, this is not a bike I want to take out on the freeway. Fully throttled against the wind, hitting 50, 52. Just not enough power to really keep up with certain elements. So around town bike only, fortunately. Now once I've leveled out though, that's it, 60 again. Really shouldn't be hitting that fast. Alright, 55. See now, there's a fun little drop coming back and over into the south of the Spokane Valley. I've got my bearings heading north. This is an awesome little part of town, and another just great example of how you're really not very far out of town and you get right back into it real quick. So we're gonna go over to Dick's Sporting Goods and figure out some extra little accessory toys we can do with this girl. But we make our descent. Again, this is a Honda Rebel 250cc. Just got her on Craigslist. Need a little toy for the remaining part of the summer here as we get ready for the Packer channel to really take off for 2017 season. training camp starts today. We're really excited to just have the bike out running and free, legal, everything that comes along with owning a bike, not getting hassled, just here to enjoy. And again, just expand the community. Business is not service and solution, doesn't necessarily stand for anything specific. There's a couple ideas behind it, key components. Ultimately though, it's more an expression, love and peace that we want to exuberate into our communities, one way or the other. My preference is, my passions of course should be your passions, but all in all, I spend a lot of time gardening, spend a lot of time walking my dog. I like the hills, and I like to do a little bit of thrill seeking here and there, getting out and about, traveling. You know, I sell NFL Sunday Ticket through DirecTV, or without Sunday NFL Ticket if you really just don't want it for whatever reason. But DirecTV, Dish Network, Comcast, all these companies have amazing new customer deals, and long-term customers never tend to actually get it. So based on your area and where you live, just go ahead and give me a call, and I'd be happy to, you know, set you up with something fresh and fun, and that still fulfill all your needs, of course. But spend at least 30-40 bucks a month, you can afford a motorcycle insurance. So it's only like 15 bucks a month for me, so even at that, it's not bad. Nonetheless, we're getting back in town, so slow down, be mindful, make sure everybody sees us. Got a yellow, made that. This helmet's not too super heavy, but definitely feel that it's heavy enough. So we're making it. Making it real good. Had an itch on my nose. Oh, it is 45 in here, back there, and now it supposedly slows down to 35. Being a bad example, following that car at 55. So I'll go ahead and follow the law here within reason. Alright, so it's a lot of riding without having to stop and feel the ground again briefly. Yep, she's warm and going, that's for sure. Again, road driving. Just go find a shop to go put my plate on for me real quick. That was a fun way to get over to the valley. Not as fast. Definitely more fun. Yesterday I learned my lesson though. Definitely a doozy trying to go at sunset straight west. Probably not the best idea in the world. I did it, but you know. So yeah, back at Sprague Pines, right where Spokane really kind of started for me. Anyhow, I'm getting waves from kids already. We should probably get some socks while we're out too. You should consider socks and new shoes.